next?
To kind of like shine a light on the subject of why people wouldn't always use steroids, here's some of the side effects. Short-term side effects would be acne, shrunken testicles, a really fancy word for pretty much man boobs, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, liver misfunctions, enlarged prostate, and balding. I don't know about guys, but I doubt you guys want to be bald. Long-term side effects, HIV, liver failure. Long-term side effects would be HIV, liver failure, cardiovascular problems, stunting of growth, ligament and joint injury, weight problems, neurological issues, and depression. So for those people who don't want to use steroids, that's their choice. And for the people who do, this is what they have to face.
All right. So, steroids. It's a touchy topic. There's a lot of things to consider, a lot of different factors you gotta kind of take into consideration before you make a stance on it. So I'm kind of divided on this. Now, on the one hand, Sean makes an excellent point. How great would it be to see just like the best of the best fighting each other, or not fighting, but fighting to win in a game. Like Jared said, we have Hulks running on the field, tackling into one another. You're basically watching cars crash minus the death. Like, how kind of like cool would that be? But then again, like Olivia said, these guys, it would increase violence in them. It'd make them more, prone to violence and kind of just snap at any moment. I hear that and I think of their family life. What if some of that spills over into their family life? What if they get so pissed off about losing a game that they start beating their wives or their children? I don't want that happening. Just because, oh, it's cool to watch them, play baseball. I mean, look at Kobe Bryant. That dude already got kind of, caught for a rape assault. So imagine, allegedly, but imagine if he was under steroids and got even more violent and killed that woman. So the possibilities are out there. Now, I'm not saying one way or the other, and this is not about Kobe Bryant, but I think that steroid use, although it would make the sports more interesting, that should not be the only thing that we consider when legalizing them in a sports league. And I'm back. Okay, go ahead.
I don't think steroids should be allowed just because that natural talent that players get will just completely be gone. For example, if Michael Jordan took steroids, everybody would lose respect for him. 6 championship rings, you'd be like, oh, Michael Jordan's so good. No, he took steroids. Kobe Bryant being the best player in the NBA right now, not LeBron James.
Oh yeah.
When he scored 81 points, people just be like, oh, you took steroids. So I wouldn't want it to be in sports.
Wally.
Alright, where'd he go? He's walking out right now. Jake, he said they should make 2 leagues for sports, one that takes steroids and one don't. You're gonna have 2 football teams for one school, and one of them's all ripped and one of them's not. That's just stupid, first place. And then what was I gonna say? It's just not fair. Why not just show your actual real talent that you were born with? I mean, and he's saying not everybody's gonna take steroids. Everybody on the football team wants to be big and wants to win. Obviously, they're gonna take steroids. I mean, some might not, but it's just not fair. I don't think steroids should be legal.
So what we just said people wouldn't appreciate him because they say, oh, he did steroids and stuff. Well, I'm pretty sure Kobe Bryant, almost every other professional player in any sport, takes protein or takes some type of supplement, but no one says anything about that. So if you put steroids into that, why would that change anything? It's the same thing as protein and all that kind of stuff. It improves your performance in the sport you do. So I don't think it's a big deal if you do make it legal.
Hallelujah.
Montana.
Hi, I'm Montana. I'm a senior and I'm in cross country. I'm out there running every single day, and let me tell you something. I don't feel like I need the use of steroids or any other substance to help me do the best I can do. Why should any other player in any other sport and any other league need to do the same?
It sounded like a crow bird.
He's referencing me.
Going back to F over there, he's saying, okay, why don't we talk about protein? Because, you know, almost all professionals, it's true, they probably take protein shakes, eat stuff like that. Well, the reason they don't say anything is because that's like a bodily thing. We all eat protein. The point is, they work a lot harder, so they need that much more protein to live, you know? Like, if you guys hear about the Olympics, we, just the general people, we need about 2,000 calories a day. Someone like Michael Phelps, he needs like 10,000. Yeah, I said that weird. But yeah, they just need so much more energy, so that's why they eat so much more. It's because they're athletes that they have to do that. So that's why protein is not the same, you know, as like steroids and all that.
All right, yeah.
Montana. So, you're a great runner, I don't doubt that, okay? But there's a huge difference between cross country and a sport like football, where you have a 300-pound man pushing against another 300-pound man. Like, yeah, you can run for a long time, but try pushing a 300-pound man. I'm betting you're gonna lose. So, I'm gonna lose too, so don't worry. I don't think any of us in here can win. So, steroids just, you can't win. Come on, go. Anyways though, we're talking. So, pretty much though, steroids just gives that extra boost just to get past that guy. Now if they're equal, it's still gonna be equal match, so steroids can go either way. It can be legal or illegal. I really have no problem with it.
This way, in here. Earlier on, we were talking about how how other sports would probably be eradicated if we started steroid use, and I completely agreed with what Sean was saying about making it a completely different sport that would eradicate those sports. And the thing with that is, I'd appreciate that much more, because then there's people who get millions and millions of dollars for being born with the innate ability to be good at basketball. Like, for example, Kevin Garnett, he didn't do shit in school. He sucked ass in school, but he ended up being the youngest to get in the NBA because he's good, but he didn't go to college. But they got him anyways. Now, I appreciate people like Jeremy Lin, who went to Harvard and actually tried shit and got in the NBA. But Kevin Garnett, no, that's bullshit right there. No. And like, when it comes to people who are getting paid that much to play, I would rather get someone who's like using steroids to get what they're doing, because they're actually like destroying their body just to get that money. At least what happens with them is, get them to play 2 to 3 years, we're paying him the same amount as Kevin Garnett, rather than him who's all healthy with his innate abilities, playing for 10 years and getting way more money than, other people.
I do kind of want to touch on Zane's point, but I've had my hand up longer than him, so I'm going to say it again. Now, in the past few speeches, I heard two words, or two phrases that really stuck out to me. I heard natural talent and born with ability. That's the thing. Me, since I was a child, I wanted to be a wrestler in the WWE. But you gotta be huge for that. Now me, I'm not that big. I weigh like 110 pounds. And I can't be a wrestler in WWE. And that's the thing. You have these natural barriers that people like me face. And I'm also, I got messed up ankles, so I can't do any other like sport. So I'm gonna take steroids so I could get huge, and then I could go join the WWE and hit people with chairs. Alright? And there's people, like, I'm sure there are plenty of kids that aspire to be basketball players, or football players, or hockey players, or God knows what else, but they can't because of certain genetic disabilities that they have. Now, Anthony brought up the point that people might get over-aggressive in their family life. So my idea to fix that was give their family steroids too. And then we get a third sports league, and we call it Family Deathmatch, right? And we just see who's taking the most steroids and who's the most affected, right? Right? Hey, that's a good idea, huh? Right?
That is literally the worst idea I've ever heard.
So, again, back to what I said. Give me steroids so I can achieve my childhood dreams, and give my whole family steroids so I can kick their asses.
All right, let me actually like address something. There's a big difference between protein supplements and steroid drug use. supplements, drugs. Supplements are protein, vitamins, minerals, all that like supplements should you take. And drugs are like, we're talking like, it accelerates growth. It's more than just like using nutrients to like help you rebuild. It accelerates growth. So like when people are saying that, you know, if I can take protein, why can't I take steroids? It's because steroids are a drug and not a supplement, which is the main difference. I just want to clarify that.
Avi.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. He said that he wanted to be in like the wrestling thing where they hit each other with chairs. What is that? He wanted to be in that. And like he said he couldn't because his like ankles were messed up. I just like want to bring up that I think that instead of making just 2 separate leagues, like a football team, like with people who use steroids and one who doesn't, why don't we make like, instead of just 2 teams with people who are totally okay and people use steroids and people don't, why don't we just make it so people who have like certain things that are wrong with them, like people who've gotten injuries and they're like physically not okay, like it's not possible for them to be like football players. Why can't we make a team like our football team and let them use steroids so it's okay, so they can kind of like try to match up or be better than our actual football team instead of people just competing when they're perfectly okay.
Okay, Julia.
I love your point. I love that. I love your point of helping the people who can't do what they want to do. But then again, there's a problem with that. Who was that runner who had like no legs? I don't know if you guys know his name. Yeah. But he had like no legs and he still wanted to run and he ran and then they disqualified him because it was an unfair advantage. The man had no legs. Well, that's still, he had no legs, come on. But the way I see it is, people will always find something wrong with giving people without something more. The man with no legs, they disqualified him from something that he loved doing, and he doesn't even have any legs, come on. So, everyone will find something wrong with a situation where you give the weak or the disabled something that helps them be normal because they'll say that it's enhancing them.